World Championship Wrestling is on the air. This is Josh coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Another sold-out crowd for great wrestling action tonight. And we are kicking things off with a round one match in the TV title tournament.
Is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 226 pounds, Brad Armstrong.
Brad Armstrong set to do battle with gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. One of 4 TV title matches coming your way this evening in the first round of the tournament. The boss Magnum T.A. looking for revenge against the enforcer Arn Anderson. That is also a round one match in that TV title tournament, so a lot at stake in that one. Arn Anderson won the first meeting. Can Magnum exact revenge on the enforcer?
Accompanied by Precious. And from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Every member of the Four Horsemen here tonight. The new world champion Ric Flair is in the building. We'll see him later. Also, Tully Blanchard's here. He's in that TV title tournament. He's taking on Hands of Stone Ron Garvin. And also Barry Windham also in that tournament, taking on Sting. Sting fell short last week. The Nature Boy Ric Flair rolled him up for the 1-2-3, and Flair is our first world heavyweight champion. Also, congratulations to the new World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. They're here tonight in action. Garvin backs Brad Armstrong into the corner. Referee Bill Scott separating the men. Cheap shot there by gorgeous Jimmy. And Brad Armstrong with a monkey flip. Nice maneuver there. Precious, of course, in the corner of gorgeous Jimmy. Armstrong putting the boots to Garvin. So the Road Warriors are here. They're in action tonight. They would love to be the next to challenge for the World Tag Team titles. The Midnight Express also in the building here this evening. Also another Chicago native, the Total Package Lex Luger. He's here in action tonight. Look at that, Precious right up in the face of Brad Armstrong. Armstrong warning her to get out of the way. Garvin trying to slow down the tempo. And gorgeous Jimmy with a running clothesline took down Brad Armstrong. Armstrong hollered something at Garvin, and Garvin just charged him, hitting with that clothesline. Good head scissors here by Garvin. Driving the elbow to the top of the head. Nikita Koloff, the new U.S. champion. Lex Luger has... He told me earlier he would love to be the first to challenge for that U.S. championship. What a chop there by Armstrong. Fireman carry takeover. And congratulations going out to Ron Simmons and Sam Houston, the first U.S. Tag Team Champions, upsetting the Powers of Pain, Barbarian and Warlord. What a night it was at the Clash. Figure 4 locked in by Armstrong. Garvin in trouble. Bill Scott checking in to see if Garvin wants to tap out here. But Garvin punching the leg, and now slaps him right in the face. Great job to escape that figure 4. Jumping elbow right to the top of the head. Cover here by Garvin. He gets only a 1 count. Big side slam. Now drives the wrist against the mat. I'm pleased to announce that our next big event will be Clash of the Champions 2, Spring Stampede. Mark your calendars. Saturday, May 31st. We'll be in South Carolina for that one. Armstrong kicks out. We will crown our first TV champion right there in South Carolina. Head scissors here by Garvin. More details on the Clash in the coming weeks. Armstrong wiggles free. Clash of the Champions 2. Into the corner. Armstrong with another monkey flip out of the corner this time. And Precious looking extremely concerned at ringside. Cover here by Armstrong. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. He's going to the next round. No, he's not. Garvin kicked out. Armstrong complains of a slow count. I don't believe it was. Right hand there by Brad. Front face lock by Armstrong. Has him up. Cracks the knee. Great maneuver there. Armstrong picks him up. Rakes the eyes. Very unnatural move for Brad Armstrong. Usually plays by the rules, but Tipper's getting the best of him here. Brad picks up Garvin. Whips him into the ropes. Good duck down. Nice elevation on that backdrop. Armstrong taking it to Garvin. Straight right hand. That drops Jimmy. And Brad Armstrong wants that TV title. Collar and elbow tie up here. Garvin shoves him off. Running clothesline. Took him up and over the top rope. And Brad crashed hard to the floor. Referee begins the count. They have until the count of 10 to get back in the ring. A draw, a double count out, double DQ results in both men being eliminated from the tournament. They don't want to spend a lot of time outside. Garvin just threw Brad Armstrong back first into that steel railing. And he is taking it to Armstrong on the floor. Throws Armstrong back in. Elbow right to the throat. Garvin back in. Turns the man over. Cover here. 1, 2. Garvin so close to making it to round 2. Drives the knee to the lower back. Camel clutch here by Garvin. Trying to make Armstrong submit. But Armstrong's just so tough. Able to break free. Great move there by Brad. And Jimmy Garvin again trying to slow down the pace. Taking a timeout outside the ring. Just rotating the arm. Precious telling him to get back in the ring. Garvin in no hurry to get back in there. Armstrong just staring him down. Garvin now back up on the apron. Still taking his time getting back in the ring. Armstrong just staring him down. Now Garvin back in. Some words being exchanged there. Things getting really heated. Running clothesline. He took him by surprise. Brad didn't see it coming. He must have taken his eyes off Garvin. Never do that. Drives the fist right between the eyes. Snaps the head down. Glancing blow. Garvin didn't catch him as well as he wanted to, but effective nonetheless. And now Garvin went for the right hand. Good block by Brad. Sent him reeling into the corner. Another great monkey flip applied by Armstrong, the master of the move. Brad now measuring Garvin. Trying to put him away here. Garvin slips behind. Went for the right hand. Nobody home. Brad got out of the way. A nice suplex there by Armstrong. Textbook suplex. And the fans here in Atlanta behind Brad Armstrong. Sets him up. Snaps the head down. Devastating move. Has Garvin up now. Clothesline. Armstrong measures him. Another clothesline. Just ran him over. Nice drop kick. Right to the mouth. And Garvin. Short arm. No, it wasn't a clothesline. Thought it was a short arm clothesline. Instead, it was just a shoulder with authority. Front face lock here. Big elbow to the head. Scoops him up. Good body slam there by Garvin. Garvin wants that TV title as much as Brad does. He's going for the DDT. This is going to be all. He planted him. He planted Armstrong. The blood now pouring out of the forehead of Brad Armstrong. He's busted open. 1. It's over. 2. Near fall. He kicked out. He got the shoulder up. Garvin furious. He can't believe it. Yelling at referee Bill Scott. And look at the blood pouring down into the eyes of Brad Armstrong. Arm bar. Middle of the ring. Wrenching back. Trying to make Armstrong quit. There is no quit in Brad Armstrong. Armstrong pushes him off. Armstrong gets to his feet. But a one-handed bulldog ends any thought of a rally here from Brad Armstrong. Camel clutch. Wrenching back again. Taking advantage of his battered foe. Can Armstrong hang in there? Can he get out? grabs the wrists, able to pull the hands away from his mouth and break free. Big elbow there by Brad. Knee to the midsection. Spinning discus punch. He took down Garvin. What a match here to kick off World Championship Wrestling Saturday night. Rams the arm into the mat. Precious yelling at Armstrong. Garvin. High knee lift. He took down Brad. And Brad in the wrong area of the ring. Precious over there looking at him. Garvin was going for a clothesline. Good duck there by Brad Armstrong. Armstrong rings the arm. Hoists him up. Flips him over. Now Brad dragging Garvin toward the middle of the ring. What's he going to do here? They'll snap the head down once more. And Armstrong going for the figure four. He's got it locked in. Garvin trapped. He is a long way from the ropes. If he has any thoughts of trying to break the hold. Garvin trying not to submit here. And he'll get out of it once more. But the damage is done. Leaping clothesline by Garvin. And the fans loving this matchup. What a way to kick off that TV title tournament. Right hand there by Garvin. Garvin has him up. Back suplex. And Armstrong's head just crashed against the mat. Cover here by Garvin. Trying to move on, but he kicked out. A 2 count only. Garvin again with a knee to the lower back. Picks him up. What a move there by Garvin. A modified version of a spine buster. Garvin has him up again. Awkward slam, but effective nonetheless. Garvin was barely able to hoist him up there. Fatigue setting in on both men for sure. Garvin stalking Armstrong now from behind. Incredible move. Cracked the back of Armstrong and a cover to another near fall. Armstrong somehow able to kick out. Knee to the back of the head. And a second. How about a trio? Fans roaring now. It sounds like there's as much support for Garvin as there is for Armstrong. Both great wrestlers. Great move here by Garvin. Knee right to the bicep. And a cover. Middle of the ring. 1, 2. Another kick out by Brad. Garvin neglected to hook the leg. And that might have been the difference in that one. He might have won it if he'd hooked the leg. Into the corner goes Brad Armstrong. Puts him up on the top rope. What's Garvin doing here? Right hand. Going to the very top rope. Our camera's taking you right in there with the action. It's going to be a superplex from the top. And Garvin might have had the wind knocked out of him there. But I think it hurt Brad Armstrong worse. Head scissors. Elbow again, top of the head. If this is a taste of the TV title tournament, we are in for a treat. Right hand there by Garvin. And another one-handed bulldog. Garvin. Going for that DDT once more. Can he land it? Yes! He planted Brad Armstrong. Turns the man over. Grapevines the leg. Referee in position. 2. Can he kick out? No! Garvin's going on. Garvin advances to round 2. What a win for gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Brad Armstrong has nothing to be ashamed of. He put up a fight. He gave Jimmy Garvin the fight of his life here this evening. But Jimmy Garvin able to prevail with that second DDT. And he is moving on to round 2. Excellent match to kick off the program.
Here is your winner, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Don't go away, fans. Magnum T.A. looks to get revenge against Arn Anderson next in the second match in our TV title tournament. They are jam-packed here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've never seen it so full. World Championship Wrestling, bringing you the best wrestling action across the globe. And here comes the Four Horsemen. Tully, Blanchard leading the charge. Fans not happy to see them. Ric Flair wearing the world title. Anderson was very prominent in Ric Flair's victory over Sting, distracting the Stinger. You can be sure Sting has not forgotten it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Ric Flair and representing the Four Horsemen from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 225 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Anderson thinking about becoming a world champion here, or the world television champion. He's going to have to get past the boss, Magnum T.A. That's one of the toughest opponents you can draw for a first-round match. It was a couple weeks ago that Anderson got involved in Magnum T.A.'s match with Barry Windham, nearly costing Magnum that match, and Magnum's not forgotten it. A chorus of boos for the Four Horsemen. Tully, Blanchard, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson. Barry Windham not out here. He's getting prepared for his big match later against that man in the back, Sting.
And his opponent.
And Dusty Rhodes accompanying Magnum to the ring. They're going to make sure that Magnum gets a fair shake here this evening.
From Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 245 pounds, Magnum T.A.
Sting and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, they've got the back of Magnum T.A. tonight. It's even. And you can bet that Anderson's going to be worried about Sting out there. Could we see some payback here from the Stinger? Getting involved in this one perhaps and costing Anderson, as Anderson did to Sting last week at the Clash of the Champions. That distraction allowed Ric Flair to come up from behind, apply that inside cradle, and pin Sting to become the first world champion here in WCW. Big matchup here between Anderson and Magnum. Anderson won their first meeting. Now Magnum looking for revenge. Collar and elbow tie-up. Wrist lock here by Anderson. Just twisting the arm. Good to go behind. Hammer lock here by Double A. Magnum reversal. Applying the hammer lock. Anderson, good go behind. Armbar takes him to the mat. Also applying a pressure to the wrist. Magnum able to fight free here. Running clothesline by Magnum T.A. And he just looked down at Tully and Ric Flair as soon as he got up. Backbreaker here by Magnum T.A. Sting will be in action later tonight, taking on Big Barry Windham, another member of the Four Horsemen. That is a TV title match as well. Nice move there by Anderson. A good hot shot. Dropping him throat first over that top rope. Kick to the midsection. Nice neck breaker. There is no denying the great wrestling credentials of the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Now cranking the neck. Slams the head down. I would have to say the winner of this match has to be considered the favorite to win this tournament. Right hands. Drives him face first to the mat. Front face lock. But also we have Sting in there. We got Sting in the tournament. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin looked so impressive in that first match. Don't count him out. Picks him up. Slams him down. Also Ivan Koloff in the tournament. Dusty Rhodes. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Cover here by Magnum. 1, 2. Near fall. Anderson just kicked out. Both members of the Long Riders also in the TV title tournament. Wild Bill Irwin and Black Bart kicked him in the lower back. Both men looking for a clothesline. Neither connected until Magnum did just there. Ric Flair distracting Magnum. Arn Anderson from behind. He clipped the legs. And a lateral press. 1. Magnum kicks out. We'll have the remaining first round matches next week. You won't want to miss it. Picks him up. Another kick. Another neck breaker, really working on the neck. Setting him up perhaps for that DDT. One. Kick out there by Magnum. Sting looking on. Sting is there to make sure Flair and Blanchard do not interfere. As is Dusty Rhodes. Sleeper hold applied by Anderson. Magnum fading fast. Desperation move. And a good escape there by Magnum T.A. Right hand. Clothesline. He took him down. As I said, the new World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, Beautiful Bob Eaton, Sweet Stan, they're here in the building. And they are going to be in action later tonight. Also, the Road Warriors have said they want to be the next World Tag Team Champions. They want to get in line for a title shot. They're here tonight as well. Lex Luger's here. In action. Covered here by Magnum. Hooks the leg. Lex Luger told me earlier he wants to challenge for that U.S. title held by Nikita Koloff. Luger has to be considered a top contender. Chinlock here by Magnum T.A. Magnum would also like to get a rematch against Nikita Koloff. Fell short last week at the Clash of the Champions. What a match that was. Koloff hit him with that Russian sickle. And that was all she wrote for Magnum T.A. Anderson picks him up. Magnum trying to fight free, unable to do so. Great move there. Anderson and Sting having some words now. And Anderson going out to the floor. Anderson needs to concentrate on his opponent, Magnum. Sting moved out of the way of those. He cut him in the stomach there. Sting wisely backing off. Meanwhile, I think Ric Flair or Tully Blanchard just threw a chair into the ring, and Anderson's going to use it here. Magnum landed on that steel chair. Ric Flair applauding. Elbow to the top of the head. Referee Bill Scott needs to get that chair out of there. Magnum laying on it. 1, 2. A 2 count. Magnum got the shoulder up. Bill Scott needs to remove that chair out of the ring. Anderson's going to suplex him on it. He didn't, but close. Anderson now kicking that chair. Could cause an injury here, and Magnum just dropped down on it. Now snaps the head, and Magnum, his head hit the back of the chair, it would appear. It looked like Magnum's head hit the chair, and Bill Scott just threw it out of the ring. A little too late for Magnum T.A., though. Leg lock there by Anderson. Anderson will just wear you down and pick you apart. And that's what he's doing right now to Magnum T.A. Throws him into the corner. Knee to the midsection. Magnum falls to the middle of the ring. Magnum fighting back now. Good shoulder tackle. Magnum picks him up. Big forearm shot. Knocked that taste out of his mouth. Going for the belly to belly, but Anderson had it well scouted. If Magnum had hit it, it would have been over. DDT. It might be over now. Cover. Middle of the ring. 1. Look at Sting. Sting just cost Anderson. He pulled Bill Scott out of the ring. And Bill Scott warning Sting here. Anderson out to the floor. Anderson kicks Sting. And now Double A taking out on the Stinger. Some payback there from Sting. Dusty backing off. I don't blame him. Anderson's a one-man wrecking crew. Double underhook. He just suplexed Sting on the floor, but he's got to get back in the ring. You got to focus on your... He's taking it on Dusty now. Here comes Magnum to help his friends. Anderson going for a neck breaker. Nobody home. Magnum sidestepped him. Good heads-up move by the boss. And face first. Magnum exited the ring, and that restarted the count. Tully coming over. He may have to apply some aid here. Sting and Dusty are staying back. Could have an all-out war here between the Horsemen. Magnum, Dusty, and Sting. Throws Anderson back in the ring. Magnum going back in. And now Magnum has turned things around thanks to Sting. Sting was lucky he did not get his man disqualified there. He pulled Bill Scott out of the ring while he was in the middle of a count. Anderson's got to be furious with Sting, as you saw he was. But it was some payback from Sting. The boss turns him over. Single leg Boston Crab. Anderson in trouble. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Thank you to all of the subscribers. Kicks free. If you're enjoying the action here and you've not subscribed yet, please do so. What a clothesline by Anderson, and Anderson has not forgotten that Sting is still out there. But it's going to cost him here. From behind, Magnum catches him, going for the pile driver. He drilled him. He hit him with that pile driver. And that's got to be all. Leg hook, but Flair's got the referee distracted. Magnum had him pinned. He had him pinned for the 3 count. Leaping leg drop across the throat. And now Ric Flair providing the interference, saving Arn Anderson. So now they're even, I suppose. Elbows. And there's Flair up on the apron, shouting at Magnum T.A. Flair right up in his face. Magnum sizing up Double A. He might be going for the belly-to-belly suplex here. Yes, he is. Got him. He got him. Leg hooked. There's Flair again. 1, 2, 3. He's got the man pinned. Flair cost him. Leaping leg drop again. Slicing the throat. Now Magnum wrapping up Double A. I think Flair has been sent to the showers. Yeah, he has. He's been ordered to go to the showers or Anderson will be disqualified. And Flair making his way back to the dressing room area. Running clothesline by the enforcer. Tully throws in Magnum. Anderson back in. Almost like a lumberjack match here. Tully Blanchard threw the man back in. We've seen Sting get involved. Dusty Rhodes has tried to stay out of it, but Anderson attacked him anyway. Good bridge suplex here by Double A. Might be moving on to round 2. Gets a 2 count only. Magnum pushed him off, going for the snapmare. Was Anderson. Did not work. And a forearm shot there by Magnum T.A. Magnum now back in control. And now I'd say that Anderson's outnumbered. It's 3-1 here. Or 3-2, I should say. Just Tully Blanchard in the corner. Nice move there. Anderson put up the knees. And he caught Magnum right in the midsection. But Magnum shakes it off. Blasting with that elbow. Might have busted open Anderson. Yeah, Anderson's forehead. What a crossroads there. Looks down at Dusty Rhodes. What a move there by the enforcer. And there's the spine buster. Wraps him up. Cover. 1, 2. Anderson moving on. Near fall. Inches away from Anderson winning that match there. Magnum somehow able to kick out. There's the DDT. He blasted him. He blasted Magnum T.A. with that DDT. He's got the leg hooked. And Anderson's moving on. He's 2-0 against Magnum T.A. 2 straight wins over the boss, Magnum T.A. Very few people can brag about that. But Anderson had some help from Ric Flair. Fans not liking it. Anderson moving on in the TV title tournament. Magnum had him beat right there. And again later with that belly-to-belly suplex. Flair cost him here. There you see it, the 1, 2, 3, but no referee as he's distracted by Nature Boy Ric Flair, who was about to enter the ring. Ric Flair was then sent to the showers. Anderson moving on. What a match.
Here is your winner, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Don't go away. Tully Blanchard's going to be in action next. Another member of the Horsemen. He's taking on Hands of Stone, Ron Garvin. The action continues now. Ron Garvin making his way to the ring. The man with the Hands of Stone.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 242 pounds, Ron Garvin.
If you missed the announcement earlier, Clash of the Champions 2 coming your way Saturday, May 31st. We're calling it Spring Stampede. They'll be coming to you from South Carolina, city to be named in the coming weeks. Also, the Great American Bash comes your way in July. That's a little ways off still. What a time to be a wrestling fan. So much great action coming your way from World Championship Wrestling this year. We're going to crown that first TV champion at the Clash of the Champions 2.
And his opponent, accompanied by Barry Windham.
Different entourage for Tully Blanchard.
Texas, weighing in at 241 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
Baby Doll, the valet of Tully Blanchard. There you see the manager of the Horsemen, James J. Dillon, right behind Barry Windham. And Wyndham's going to be up next. But he is coming out to be in Tully Blanchard's corner. We may have seen the last of Ric Flair for tonight. He got involved in that last match, costing Magnum T.A. the victory. And he was sent to the showers. I don't know if he'll be allowed back at ringside for the remainder of the evening. That remains to be seen, I suppose. Referee Bill Scott calls for the bell. What a chop there by Garvin. You could hear that flesh smacking all the way through the arena. Good waist lock and suplex there by Garvin. And Garvin rakes the eyes of Blanchard. Now claws the back. Spins him around. Waist lock has him up. Back suplex there by Ron Garvin. Ron Garvin would love to become the first World TV Champion, but so would Blanchard. Anderson has already punched his ticket to round 2. Blanchard hoping to do the same, and so is Barry Windham. But Barry Windham's drawing Sting tonight. Sting got involved earlier tonight against Arn Anderson. Elbow drop there by Garvin. And Barry Windham now having words with Ron Garvin. Tully from behind, look out Ron! Has him up. Inverted atomic drop. Kick. That was a low kick there by Blanchard. I don't think the referee saw that. Right after the atomic drop. Talk about punishment. Put him up on the top rope. Drapes the legs around. And now Tully going to the very top here. Butterfly suplex from the top rope. What a move there by Blanchard. The Horsemen. Could it come down to them as the final three? 3 of the final 4, I should say. And now look at Garvin. He's going after Windham. Windham ready for him. Throws him back in the ring. Windham was ready. Blanchard. Garvin again staring down at Barry Windham. Another inverted atomic drop. Chopped there by Blanchard. He retaliated from earlier when Garvin caught him. Gut-wrench suplex. Great matchups here for you this evening. I'm excited to see the World Tag Team Champions in action for the first time since winning the titles last week. It is a non-title match. A warm-up match. Front face lock by Tully. Wrist lock. Into a hammerlock. And into a beautiful suplex. Blanchard also, I talked about Anderson being a well-rounded, experienced wrestler. Tully Blanchard can also be described as the same. Shoulder breaker there by Blanchard. You could also say the same about Ron Garvin. Picks him up. What's he going to do with him here? Drops him throat first over that top rope. And now a cover by Blanchard. 1, 2. A near fall. Garvin just kicked out. Blanchard stomps him. Now Tully going to the eyes. Spins him around. Into the corner goes Garvin. Charging in. It's Blanchard. Garvin caught him with a jab. Right to the jaw. But Blanchard shakes it off. and applies another good side suplex. Blanchard, a textbook wrestler, choking away now on Garvin. Picks him up. Double underhook. Beautiful suplex. Garvin with some payback, rakes the eyes, and another vicious chop. Drops the elbow. And Garvin now applying that shoulder claw. Blanchard sweeps the leg out from underneath Ron Garvin. Blanchard from behind. Has Garvin now. Might be going for that slingshot suplex. No. Instead, trying to introduce Garvin to that top turnbuckle. That's what Garvin does to Blanchard. And now from behind. Great suplex there. Tully's bleeding. The forehead of Blanchard busted open. And the blood is pouring down. Garvin going to the top rope. Unusual move here for Garvin. Lost his footing there. He slipped off that top rope. He was going for a knee drop and he just lost his footing. That is not a usual move for Ron Garvin. And you could tell there. He is more of a mat wrestler. Does not take it to the air very often. And you saw exactly why. Hip toss here by Blanchard. That might be what Blanchard needs to get back in this match. Turn things around. A 1 count. Garvin kicks out. Went for the chop. Nobody home. Garvin delivers one. Knife edge chop right across the throat. And just pounds the chest now of Blanchard. Drops the elbow. We are with you for 1 hour today till 7 o'clock. But we'll stay with you to bring you every exciting match we have signed. If we have to go past the 7 o'clock hour, we will. Turns him over, Boston Crab. Blanchard trying desperately not to submit, but he is a long way from grabbing that bottom rope to force a break. He'll have to use the strength in his legs, and he does. It took every bit of energy left in Blanchard to get out of that, but he was able to. Again, Garvin blocks it. Face first goes Tully. Garvin spins him around. Waistlock. Side suplex. He planted Tully Blanchard. And a shoulder claw applied on Tully. Tully's going to need medical attention following this one. Sweeps the leg. Clubbing blow there by Tully. Baby doll looking on. Slings Garvin off the ropes. Barry Windham rooting on Tully Blanchard here. What's Tully doing? He is removing that top turnbuckle pad. He's going to throw Garvin into it. Into that exposed steel. Garvin blocked it, but could not block that side suplex. Tully was trying to whip him into the corner so he would hit that exposed steel. Overhand wrist lock by Tully. Pulling back on the thumb. Knee right to the bicep. And a lateral press here. Going for the win. A 1 count. Garvin able to kick out. Tully now measures him. Drives the knee to the back of the head. Tully now sets him up. Rolling knee drop. He caught him flush. Cover. Hooks the leg. Tully's no. Easy kick out. Blanchard can't believe it. Puts his hands over that bloody forehead in amazement. He cannot believe that Garvin kicked out. And Garvin now fighting back. Into the corner. And it is Tully that hit that exposed steel. We saw Tully remove that earlier. Now the figure 4 being applied by Ron Garvin. He's got it locked in. Blanchard might submit here. Blanchard went. It looked like face first into that exposed steel. It came back to bite Tully Blanchard, but Tully trying to turn it over, and he does. That reverses that pressure to the legs of Garvin, and that's going to force a break. Tully gets to his feet first. Tully now, double underhook. Double arm suplex. J.J. Dillon rooting on Blanchard. Bill Scott checking in. He was looking down at Barry Windham. The referee was checking on Barry Windham. Tully's going for the slingshot suplex, hitting, get him up. He's got him. He just hit Ron Garvin with his move. Cover. Hooks the leg. Is Tully moving on to round 2? Yes, he is. Tully with that slingshot suplex. Hard-fought win for Mr. Blanchard, but he is moving on to round 2. Give the assist to Barry Windham. He got involved in this one. Again, the 4 horsemen at ringside making a difference so far tonight. They are 2-0 tonight. 2 members moving on to round 2 of this TV title tournament. Can Barry Windham join him? He'll be taking on Sting next.
Here is your winner, Tully Blanchard.
Great win by Tully Blanchard. As he makes his way back to the dressing room area, he's going to need medical attention, as I mentioned earlier. The blood just pouring down the forehead. Ron Garvin flat on his back. And fans, we have an altercation in the dressing room area. Let's get our cameras back there. It's Magnum T.A. with a chair on the world champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. He is drilling the legs of Flair. What on earth? That was payback for Flair getting involved earlier. Magnum T.A. just creamed the world champion with that steel chair. Might have broken the man's legs. And Ric Flair, look, J.J. Dillon, he's furious. He just found out what's happening back there. But he's got to accompany Barry Windham to the ring for this TV title match in the tournament, that is. Round 1 match. Flair was attacked by Magnum T.A.
Weighing in at 275 pounds, Barry Windham.
Magnum obviously furious that saying that Flair cost him in that match against the enforcer Arn Anderson. And he did indeed. Payback from Magnum T.A. And Ric Flair being checked now by our medical team. They are busy tonight. Also, they're tending to Tully Blanchard. I believe Brad Armstrong also received medical attention earlier. What a night it's been so far. And Barry Windham will have no one in his corner. Tully Blanchard, of course, being worked on. And Magnum T.A. just took out Ric Flair. That's going to give Sting a fair shake tonight. James J. Dillon will be in the corner of Windham, but you have to admit, J.J. Dillon isn't quite the man that Ric Flair is as far as interfering, that is. And there's Ron Garvin accompanying Sting. The good guy's tired of the antics of the 4 horsemen. They are bringing back up tonight. Sting's going to get a fair shake here against Barry Windham. What an ovation for Sting. We are not done after this one, fans. We still have the Midnight Express, the World Tag Team Champions, in action. Also, the Road Warriors are here, as is Lex Luger, the total package. Bill Scott calls for the bell. Windham backing up. Nice move there by Windham. Caught Sting by surprise. Sting didn't see that coming. Windham with some misdirection at first, backpedaling, and then spinning around and delivering that great forearm shot right to the jaw that really rocked the Stinger. Sting with a punch right to the midsection. Doubled over, Windham, I should say, not Anderson. Right hands there by Sting in the corner. Pulls him out. Great move there. We saw Sting attacking Anderson earlier on. Sting now pulling back on the jaws of Barry Windham. Barry trying to get those hands away from his face. And he does. Just flips Sting over. Forearm shot there by Windham. And Barry Windham going after Ron Garvin. Remember, it was Windham getting involved in Garvin's match earlier. And Garvin this time with a return of the favor as he throws Barry Windham back in the ring. Windham did that to Garvin against Tully Blanchard. Went for the Stinger splash early. Windham moved out of the way. Garvin had just finished wrestling that match against Blanchard, but he is out here again, looking to get into the mind of Barry Windham and also to provide support for Sting. Cradle suplex here by Barry. Might have him one. Sting kicks out. Leg drop there by Windham. He caught Sting. Stomp Sting right in the stomach. When I think of Windham and Sting, I think of that classic Halloween Havoc match from 1990. Sting taking on Sid Vicious for the world title. Sting was the champion, Vicious the challenger. I guess I shouldn't say anymore in case you have not seen that. I'm sure most of you have. Excellent move there by Windham. And now Barry again, going after Garvin, floats over, DDT on the floor. And now Windham gets the payback. Windham's got to focus on Sting. Here comes Sting out to help Garvin. Sting from behind, right hand. Garvin getting in the way there. Both men battling on the floor. But check out Halloween Havoc 1990 if you've not done so. It's probably here on YouTube somewhere. Windham just bending Sting over the knee. And now runs into Garvin, picks him up, body slam on the floor. Barry Windham looking for the count-out win. He just ran over the referee. I think that was accidental. And now Windham going back to the floor. Sting ready for him, fighting back with rights. Big right hand there by Sting. Referee has restarted the count. They have until the count of 10 to get back in there. He just threw Windham into the steel railing. And now runs him back first into it. Windham started to collapse to the floor. Sting grabs him. Right into the steel steps. Sting calling out to the crowd. He's got to get it back in the ring. Get back in the ring. A double countout means both men will be eliminated. Windham's back in. Sting with the elbow. And now Sting back in. Knee right to the face. He plastered him. Right hand, nope. Good block there by Barry. He rocks Sting with that right hand. Another cradle suplex. Could not hold him down for the pin, however. Sting just so strong. The momentum worked in Sting's favor there. Windham wrenching back on the arm. Fans loving the action here tonight that only World Championship Wrestling can bring you each and every Saturday. Sting gets to his feet. Right hand to the midsection. Kick. Low kick there by Sting, but I think I caught him in the belly button. Has Windham up. Powerbomb with authority. Sting is pumped up tonight. That's a move you don't see him use very often, that powerbomb. And Barry Windham's no small man. Runs him over that clothesline. And again, off. And down goes Barry Windham. Down goes Windham. Windham in the corner now. Sting, charge again. A Stinger splash. And Sting going for the win. Cover. 1, 2. Sting's moving on. No, Windham able to kick out. Barry Windham kicked out. Sting now rains down right hands on the forehead of Windham. Sting looking, waiting for Windham to get to his feet, looking for that scorpion. He might have been going for the scorpion deathlock there, but Windham had it well scouted. Windham has him up. Great move there by Barry. Windham stops the midsection. Dragon sleeper perhaps, no. Great move there. A suplex slam, you might call it. Sting again out to the floor. Windham following. Throws Sting again. Sting was lucky not to hit the steel. And again, going after Ron Garvin. DDT on the floor. Barry Windham now taking it to Ron Garvin. A perfect flex on the floor. Sting back in the ring. Windham ready for him. He just ran him over with that forearm. blasting him right in the mouth. And now Windham has him up. DDT. That's got to be all. Windham now. Trying to pull the arm out of the socket. Has him up again. Staying in the corner. Windham drags him to the middle of the ring. What's Barry going to do here? Texas Cloverleaf. Can he get him over? Yes, he can. Middle of the ring. Sting's in trouble now. Middle of the ring. Barry Windham might be moving on to round 2 to join Anderson and Blanchard. But no, Sting fights free. Sting's really hurt. He's favoring that knee. And again, Windham with that vicious suplex. He has gone to that move several times in this matchup. Very effective. James J. Dillon rooting on the tall Texan. Sting in trouble. Snapmare. Sting has him. Drives Windham to the mat. And a chair has been thrown in the ring. I think Ron Garvin threw that chair in the ring. Yeah, it was Ron Garvin. Not sure what Garvin is thinking here. Sting is not going to use that chair on Barry Windham. Windham now. Elbow to the midsection. Floats over. DDT. He planted Sting. And now Windham's got the chair. Windham's got that chair. Bill Scott yelling at Windham not to use it or he's going to disqualify him. Referee trying to get that chair away from him, and it does. Cooler heads prevail here. But look at Windham going after Garvin. Garvin backing off. But Windham caught him. And now Windham's got the chair. Come on, don't do this. He just nailed Garvin. He's got to be disqualified here. Bill Scott's allowing it to happen. Sting can't believe his eyes. Sting thinks he's won by disqualification at the expense of Ron Garvin, but that's not the case. Referee did not disqualify Windham, but Sting ready for him. Look at the strength of Sting. Military press slams him down. Shoulder claw here by Sting. Sting thought he had won the match by DQ, but referee Bill Scott never called for the bell. Garvin, he seems very dazed out there, but he is on his feet. That is good to see. Leaping elbow there by Sting, and a leaping leg drop across the throat. Garvin still rooting for the Stinger. We've got a feud between Garvin and Windham, it would seem. Bad blood boiling tonight. Has him up. A second power bomb by Sting. Elbow right to the knee. Sting working on the leg. Sawing it back and forth. And a cover here by Sting. Has the leg hooked. Easy kick out by Barry Windham. Sting now slapping on that Dragon Sleeper. Great Japanese wrestling maneuver that Sting learned on his tour of the Orient. Windham in trouble. He might have to tap out here. Windham driving the knee right to the face. Sting off the ropes. What a clothesline. Took the man's head off. And Windham collapses to the floor. Ron Garvin's out there. Picks him up. Throws him back in the ring. He says, Sting, take care of him. Sting turns him over. Elbow right to the knee. And a cover here. He might have broken the man's knee. A 1 count only. Windham able to kick out. Windham just dead weight out there. But a good arm drag by Big Barry Windham. And Windham plants him with a DDT. And look at Ron Garvin. Windham was going to go for the win right there, the pin. But Garvin right up in his face once again. Sting now catches Windham by surprise. Look at the strength of Sting. Pressing the man above his head and dropping him to the mat. Right hand. Going for the Scorpion. Death drop. He drilled him with a death drop. Cover. Leg hook 1. Windham able to kick out. I thought Sting had him beat right there. Sting pounds the chest. He is fired up tonight. Fans standing here in Atlanta, Georgia. He's going for the Scorpion. Steps inside. Can he turn him over? Yes, he can, but Windham is close to that rope. He's got to grab that bottom rope. He can't stand the pain. He's submitted. And Sting moves on to round 2. Give the assist here tonight to Ron Garvin. Payback from Ron Garvin costing Barry Windham this match. And Sting is moving on to round 2 of that TV title tournament. And fans, he is getting what he wants. He's going to get Arn Anderson in round 2. What a match that's going to be in 2 weeks. Not next week, but 2 weeks from now. We're going to see Sting and Anderson in round 2 of the TV title tournament.
Here is your winner. This is Sting.
We're not done, fans. We have more action coming your way next. In the ring, Randy and Bill Malky, the Malky brothers, set to do battle with the Midnight Express, the World Tag Team Champions non-title match. And there you see Sweet Stan and Beautiful Bobby. Wait a minute, that's the Rock and Roll Express! Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson from behind. They don't see him, but Stan Lane does. He takes down Robert Gibson. And now Morton going after Lane. It was the Midnight Express that defeated the Rock and Roll Express last week at the Clash of the Champions to become the World Tag Champs. And the Rock and Roll Express, they won a rematch here. It's going to be a no contest. Morton grabs the World Tag Team title. He just hit Beautiful Bobby with it. They're going to throw this match out. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Tag team action coming your way. Thunderfoot 1 and Thunderfoot 2 taking on Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. And there you see Precious Paul Ellering, their manager.
And their opponents, accompanied by Precious Paul L. Reed. And at a combined weight of 609 pounds, Paul and the Animal, the Road Warriors.
I was talking earlier about how the Road Warriors said they won a challenge for those World Tag Team titles. We're about to get in line now. The Rock and Roll Express won a rematch. They made that well known tonight by attacking the World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. What an impressive duo, Hawk and Animal. There's the Thunderfoot 1. Hawk will lead things off for his team. Bill Scott calls for the bell. Kick to the midsection. Hawk with a Cobra clutch here. Into a choke slam. Great maneuver there by Road Warrior Hawk. I think Thunderfoot 1 and 2 are just outmanned here tonight by this impressive duo of the Road Warriors. Picks up Thunderfoot 1. Look at the strength of Hawk. Just gorilla pressing the man and slams him to the mat. Throws him into the corner. Thunderfoot 1 throws Hawk into the corner. He just took down Animal with a blindsided move there by Thunderfoot 1. Sent Animal sailing off the apron. This team of Thunderfoot 1 and 2 looking to stun the Road Warriors here tonight. Thunderfoot 2 just tagged himself in. Charging in. Tag made to Animal. Animal with a monkey flip. Great agility by the big man. We've got all 4 men in the ring now. Hawk with a backbreaker on Thunderfoot 1. Animal pummeling Thunderfoot 2. Picks him up. Fall away slam. Great execution. Animal going after Thunderfoot 1. He knows what he did to him earlier. Some payback here by the Animal. Throws Thunderfoot 1 into the steel barricade. And now drops him face first. Might have knocked the man out. Here comes Thunderfoot 2 out. He wants some. Throws him into the steel. Kick to the midsection by Thunderfoot 2. Nearly knocked the win out of Big Animal. Throws him back in the ring. Animal going in for the kill. Drives the elbow to the lower back. Animal has him up. Another beautiful fall-away slam there. Going after Thunderfoot 1 again. Down he goes. The Road Warriors just working over Thunderfoot 1 and 2. Tag made to Hawk. Double team coming up. Whips him into the ropes. Double hip toss. Has him up. We'll stay with you, fans. We're past 7 o'clock. We're going to stay with you. Lex Luger still in action. A little later. Nice clothesline there. And down goes Hawk. Who's under those masks? Nobody home there. I think that's Thunderfoot 2 on the mat now. He's the legal man. Big slam. And down goes Thunderfoot 1. Hawk whips Thunderfoot 2 into the corner. Tag made to Animal. He said, raise the boot. He did. And Hawk just drove Thunderfoot 2's face right into it. Animal now throws him into the corner. Tag made to Hawk. They're going for the Doomsday device. That guillotine clothesline. Turn the man inside out. Down goes Thunderfoot 1. Hawk now turns the legal man over. Cover, leg hooked. Referee slow to get into position, but it doesn't matter. You can count till 10. Road Warriors with an impressive victory over Thunderfoot 1 and 2. Let's go back to the replay. Beautiful double hip toss here by the Road Warriors. And here it comes. The boot to the face first. The assist by Hawk. And then that Doomsday device off the top rope. Wait a minute. We've got the Powers of Pain coming down to the ring. Look out, Hawk and Animal from behind. They've hit the ring. And that's the Powers of Pain, Barbarian and Warlord. They've attacked the Road Warriors. What is going on here? What prompted this attack from Barbarian and Warlord? Barbarian has Animal. They just wrestled a match. They came up from behind and took down both Hawk and Animal. Hawk getting back to his feet, trying to fight back, but the Powers of Pain just too much. Animal's taken down. They've just wrestled a match. We've got to step away for a moment. We'll be right back. We've got to restore some order. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Thanks to our security team for breaking up that one. In the ring, Lee Scott taking on the Total Package Lex Luger. Our last match of the evening.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
What a night it's been. We've seen feuds kindled. Feuds started here tonight. And fans, big news. At the Clash of the Champions 2, we've got our first match announced. It'll be for the world title. Nature Boy Ric Flair taking on Magnum T.A. What a match that's going to be. And Ron Garvin and Barry Windham with the score to settle. And we saw the Powers of Pain attacking the Road Warriors. Anderson and Sting will be wrestling next week. Big slam there by Luger. Cover. A 1 count. Lee Scott kicks out. Luger, military press. Slams him down. Thank you again for joining us this Saturday evening. Hope your weekend is going well. Running clothesline by the Total Package. He floored Lee Scott. And Luger now picks him up. Backbreaker going to work on the back. The goal is to put that man up in that human torture rack. Pick up another win. Luger has said he would love to challenge for that U.S. Championship held by Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare. Magnum T.A. also has his sights set on that title. Great elevation there. Had the man up in the lights on that back drop. And Luger going to work on the back. All the way down on the back of Lee Scott. Luger now, double axe handle. Luger now flexing. Impressive physique. Possessed by the total package, Lex Luger. Luger now. He just jacked his jaw, put him up in that human torture rack. This one's over, fans. Lee Scott's going to have to give up. And he does. Another victory for the total package Lex Luger. And that's going to do it for this week. What a night it's been. A great kickoff to the TV title tournament. It'll resume next week. 4 more big matches. Some grudge matches coming your way as well. And there you see that human torture rack. Lee Scott. Just had this... Wait a minute! We've got Nikita Koloff running to the ring! Nikita Koloff has hit the ring, and he's taken down Lex Luger. Down goes Luger, and Koloff putting the boots to the total package. Koloff obviously heard the words earlier from Luger about challenging for that U.S. Championship, and Nikita Koloff trying to ensure that Luger never makes it to the ring to challenging for the title. Snapmare's back in the ring. We're out of time, fans. We're out of time. We'll see you again next week. Russian Sickle!